Hello there. Today we start with a look at the hype and the merchandising surrounding the most talked about movie this year, Batman Returns, which opens in Britain this week. It's already made Hollywood history with its record-breaking opening weekend 3 weeks ago. The original team of director Tim Burton and star Michael Keaton were persuaded to retrace their Bat steps, this time against Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito, who plays the Penguin. Box office was at the premiere of the film when it opened in Los Angeles, where the stars weren't giving that much away.
Great fun, but I don't want to tip any off because you have to go watch it and see it.
I'm very excited to be here.
I'm the last person to ask. I worked on it, you know?
Burton and Keaton originally insisted they would not make a sequel.
They slowly changed their minds. I think after a period of time, particularly Tim Burton realised that he wasn't that happy with the first one, really. He's not interested particularly in the box office or the marketing machine. He's interested in making good movies, and I think he felt he could improve on the first one, and eventually he caved in and said, yes, okay, I'll do it.
For me to want to do it, I had to, for myself, I mean, they could have got somebody else to do it, I guess, and whatever, but for me, I just needed to make it, fine line is to make it feel fresh and still be true to Batman. It's a very ethereal you know, dilemma or problem, and that I felt very good about at the end of it all in terms of achieving that.
Box office returns aren't the only reason Warner Brothers were keen to make the sequel.
The first one, obviously, the merchandising was phenomenal. This time, they've cut the number of franchisees by about 100, so there's only about 130 companies, including Coca-Cola and toy makers and people would make phones and pajamas even. There's a huge merchandising machine going on, and the simple reason is that it makes an enormous amount of money.
In '89, the accepted figure in North America is $500 million at retail that the product was worth, and worldwide we believe it was over $1 billion. If you put together the video and the theatrical and the merchandising revenues generated, it was over $1.5 billion in revenues to Warner Brothers.
But ultimately, the merchandising pitch only works if the film's a hit.
Summer's been dominated by sequels, obviously, and I think the difference is that they've tried to take a fresh angle. They haven't just copied, they've tried to do something new. And I think that the success of it has been reflected in the amazing box office this summer. Batman 2 is doing even better than the first one. It opened with nearly 50 million taken in its first 3 days, and after a week it had taken $70 million. So it's the biggest opening of all time. It may well become the biggest hit of all time, and wouldn't be surprising at all.
Some hot pussy. Batman Returns will be released on Friday, and Karen Krzanovich will be reviewing it on Thursday.